Osiris.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Goose Chicks Podcast, an all-women-led show focused on the band Goose and the community that supports them. I'm Leslie Mack, producer and co-host, and on today's show, we are kicking off our Into the Fest series with contributor Chelsea Long to share some interviews that she conducted at Summer Camp Music Festival. Before we get into the interviews, I wanted to just start off, Chelsea, have you recovered from SCAMP, and how has the transition to non-fest life been like for you?
Well, SCAMP was so amazing. I had so much fun. It was also really personal and healing, emotional time for me too. But I talked to so many people, which we're going to hear from. I was able to connect with a lot of people while I bebopped around the festival all weekend. And it was just a really calm, really healing experience. And I've just been trying to bring that back to my everyday life here. And so far it's been okay. So I'm excited to talk more about it and hear from everyone I spoke to at summer camp.
For sure. We're going to do another in-depth conversation with you and Hannah in a couple weeks, specifically about your experience.
Yes.
I want to give y'all a little time to synthesize and kind of, really, take it all in and just think about it. Like, I feel like I just now finished synthesizing the Cap run, for example, literally like last week. So that's great. And also, I know this was your first camping festival. So how was that for you? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Yeah. What was that? Did you enjoy it or not?
I loved it.
You loved it?
Absolutely loved it. I just am a camping type person. And so I highly enjoyed camping. I even liked bathing in the water hole, and I didn't even take a real shower. I was into it. It was a good time. So I had a lot of fun.
I love it. That's so awesome. Well, we do have a couple of news items out in Goose World. We won't be doing all of our topics, but we have a couple of Goose Talk notes. One is that Bass Magazine interviewed our very own Trevor Weekz, which is really exciting. And I don't know about you, this was the most information that I have seen from Trevor, ever. And I was really excited to read all about it. They asked such great questions and really got to ask him what's your favorite songs to play? And he talked about solos and he talked about how the songs come together. I haven't heard any of them talk about that. I was really fascinated, about, when it's Rick or Peter writes a song, they kind of bring it to the group in demo form, and then each of them decide how their part's going to go. I was really fascinated. What did you think of the article?
Yeah, I was so excited that Trevor had his whole interview. I liked that they talked about his musical influences, because I know in there he said he was heavily influenced by metal. And I was like, I love it. I get it. I love metal. This is amazing to hear. So it was nice to hear from the one that we don't hear from very often as well. There's not tons of Trevor interviews out there. So that was cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. Also just Bass Magazine. I'm like, yes. Yeah. It's I imagine for a bass player, they must be the pinnacle. And funny story, there's a picture in the article that I am in, which is really...
Yes, I said it to you. I was like, you're in this article, you and Drew.
And funnier still, Drew's older brother sent him the article separately and said the same thing. I think your picture's in this article. And I was like, why is he reading Bass Magazine? It was so funny to me. So I don't know. Maybe he's just into Goose now. We did take him to Atlanta to see his first show, and his mind was absolutely blown. So perhaps he's just on Goose Watch now, and we just weren't aware of it. But it was funny because you sent it to me, and then Drew's brother sent it to him for the same reason. And shout out to Adam Berta, who was just on our live show, because he took that photo of Drew and I rocking out. And I think it's actually from the Cap run. Pretty sure that picture was from. Anyways, we also have some tour news, some updates, and some additions. So one, Goose in Europe has had a large, response. People really want to see them out there. And so they have moved 2 of their shows to larger venues. The first one in Paris, which is moved to a venue called Trebendo. I'm sure I'm saying that incorrectly. And so all tickets that you purchase for the smaller venue will be valid at the new one. But there are more tickets out there now to go see Goose in Paris. And then the Manchester show was moved to a venue called Academy 2. And so if you purchase tickets for the original venue, which was Gorilla, they are valid to enter Academy 2 as well. So one, I thought that was a really good sign that tickets are selling very nicely over there across the pond. And folks, I know a lot of folks are getting excited about it. And then finally, I don't know about you, but this June 21st date has been like, I don't know. It's been like an albatross on my back. Like, are they going to announce it? When are they going to announce it? And obviously, now we know Goose is going back to Chicago for the second time this year. Very exciting. June 21st at the Riviera Theater. It made sense as soon as they announced it because obviously there was a clause. They couldn't post it till after SCAMP was over because SCAMP is also in Illinois. So that was why they couldn't put it up. But I think I saw a tweet somewhere was like, did they forget about it and just forget to move it off, off the information that was up online? But nope. They're going, and I think you're trying to go. Yeah, Chelsea, that's your next.
Yes, I put in for the lottery, and I'm going. Especially because I canceled Louisville and Columbus at the end of the month. It was a lot of traveling. Yeah. And so this is a perfect little close to home replacement. So thank you, Goose.
It's great. I was like, wow, they just like manifested this for you, Chelsea. Yeah. So, like you gave a couple shows and here's one just up the street. You can just drive right up there and go. So that's very exciting. I'm so happy for you. And so, yeah, lottery, people won't be hearing this yet, but anyways, tickets are out there. Go to goosetheband.com/tour. I don't know about you, but it's like the most visited site on my browser.
Yeah.
G, it's the tour page every single time I type G. So, but check it out. I know lottery's running and then they have obviously venue pre-sale and then public sale. And I think it's like a 2,500 person venue, which I want to mention. In their announcement, they said an intimate performance. And I want to just note how the word intimate has shifted for Goose over the last 2 years because I think last year they would have said intimate was like 600 to 1,000 people. And now 2,500 is intimate, which obviously makes sense because they've been playing much larger venues. But also, yeah.
I'm pretty sure this is where they had New Year's Eve 2021.
Yes.
2022 into 2022.
Mm-hmm. Into 2022.
Yeah. So I was there. So that's it. It is interesting. They said intimate. And then I started thinking, are they going to I don't know, really sell less tickets? So it's like.
No, I think this is intimate for them now. That's my theory.
It's just smaller venue. Yeah.
This is considered a small U.S. venue for them now.
Yeah.
And I also remember at the Salt Shed, Peter made some nod, we'll see you soon, wink, wink. And I thought, oh, maybe they're going to come back for New Year's. But clearly he knew this Riviera show was coming up. And so that's cool to just have that little, because I remember we talked about it.
And the Riviera is
what do you mean? When are they coming back to Chicago? Like, oh my gosh.
At some point, yeah. And the Riviera is much smaller than Salt Shed.
Oh, definitely.
I'm thinking about it. So I guess that makes sense. It is.
Salt Shed, I think, was like 3,500 indoors and the 5,000 out, but it was just an indoor show. So it's 1,000 less than Salt Shed. So it is smaller, but I don't know if I would call 2,500 intimate, but I know it's going to be a great time. And I know from the interviews I did at the Salt Shed that so they have a huge following in the Midwest, huge following all around the Chicago Metroland area. So it's those going to be hot tickets to get. So definitely do. I yelled at my brother-in-law yesterday who lives out there. I'm like, you better not miss this one because you'll regret it. Trust me. We are going to take a quick break and hear a little bit about the current fundraiser from Western Sun Foundation. We'll be right back. Western Sun Foundation recently launched their next charitable giving campaign, benefiting Girls Rock Detroit, a nonprofit dedicated to fostering creative expression, positive self-esteem, and community awareness for girls, women, gender-expansive, and transgender youth through social justice, music education, activism, and performance. Girls Rock Detroit will be holding their annual summer camp program in July, and Western Sun Foundation's fundraising will help support this important program. let's hear a little bit more about what Girls Rock Detroit Summer Camp is all about.
Rock, girls, rock, girls, rock, girls,
Girls Rock Detroit is an organization that promotes community and creativity and empowerment. It gives young people the tools to express themselves, to understand the world that we live in, which is a complicated world. And there's, they learn a lot of tools in school, but I feel like art and music is another set of languages that helps them express themselves in different ways.
I think the Girls Rock Camp program is very unique. I have never seen any other type of camp programming like it. Some of the most special things about our camp is that they are mentored by a community of all women, gender nonconforming, and trans volunteers. Additionally, what is cool about the camp is you don't need any experience. And, a girl comes in day one and has never touched a guitar before. And then by day 6, she's on stage performing with her band. Most people hear about what we do at Girls Rock Camp and they think it's impossible. I've even heard from some of the volunteers who said, I just wanted to volunteer because I wanted to see you all pull this off.
You can support Western Sun Foundation's campaign and help them reach their fundraising goal of $3,000 by making a monetary donation. Everyone who donates will be entered into a raffle for a chance to win some great prizes, including 2 tickets to an upcoming Goose show, fan artist packages, and more. Every $10 donated equals 1 entry into the raffle. The campaign closes on June 27th at midnight, so don't miss it. This is the final campaign of Western Sun Foundation's inaugural year, and they are hoping to go out with a bang and show this small but important local organization just how supportive our Goose community can be. Donations can be made by visiting westernsunfoundation.org or clicking the link to Western Sun Foundation's Linktree on any of their social media pages. Please help if you can. Every donation makes a difference. All right. Please, everyone, go to westernsunfoundation.org and make a donation. Girls Rock Detroit's a great organization. They're doing amazing work with girls, and we want to really support their summer program. All right. We are here for the main purpose of this conversation, this show, which is all these amazing interviews that Chelsea did with folks all around SCAMP. As she mentioned, she was bopping all over the place. And so we got some live interviews that we get to share with her. So, Chelsea, tell us about the first interview that we're going to hear.
Yeah, so these interviews, some were people I know, some were people I met for the first time. I was just all over the place. But this first one, Michelle, they were actually our neighbors camping. So this is the first time we had ever met them. We just happened to end up next to them in the campsite.
I love it. Here we go.
Okay, so first thing, can you tell us your name and where you're from?
Michelle Mack, and I'm from Viola, Illinois.
Oh, you're close to me. I'm from the Quad Cities.
Are you?
Did I tell you that?
No.
Yeah. Cool. So how often do you go to festivals?
We typically just come to this one. We've been to a couple other ones, but this is one we come to every year.
So just summer camp is your main one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, and you told me how long have you been coming to summer camp?
I think this is our 21st year.
21 years out of 22, I think.
Is this 23?
I think this is their 22nd year.
Okay.
So almost all of them.
Yeah, the first 2 years, I don't think we stayed. I think we came, realized we should stay.
Right? So what do you love about the festival experience?
So I love different genres of music. So just finding new bands, experiencing new bands. People watching is so fun because everybody's so happy.
Yeah.
And then, of course, listening to our favorite bands that are here.
Right.
So Mo is one of our favorite bands.
Oh, nice. I was going to say, what band are you most excited to see at summer camp? So
Mo.
You saw Mo.
Yep.
They're playing again, though.
Yeah, they play every night.
Is there any other bands that you we're excited to
So,
see this time?
Doom Flamingo. I saw them last
Ooh,
year.
They were so good.
Yes, and I loved them, so I was excited to see them this year. Oh boy, Alley Crawl. Everybody loves Alley.
Oh,
Yonder.
nice.
I don't know. On Thursdays is my day to pick music. So when we come on Thursdays, I just get to explore because this is actually more my husband's scene than mine originally.
Mm-hmm.
So Thursdays is like my day to pick. Otherwise, he's got an agenda for every day.
Right.
And I just follow.
Aw, so supportive.
Mhm.
So you said you mainly like Mo, or that's like your biggest band. So like, what do you like about them, or like, how would you describe their sound?
Fun. Their lyrics are fun and funny.
Mm-hmm.
And then I love the energy of it. I'm not as much into the jamming part as he is, but it's
Okay.
also kind of hard to not love it when you're in the moment,
Right.
you know? That's it, really. I mean, it's food for your soul.
Yeah. So you didn't see Goose,
No.
we said, which is fine. But what did you see instead? They were playing last night, like 7:30, 9:30.
I think in between we came back, refreshed, and then went back. And our goal was to get over to Goose, and we got over here and sat in our chairs and didn't make it.
Yeah, you just gotta go with the flow
We're
of
like,
what
dang.
how you feel.
Oh, that's right.
I did stop by the Whalers on my way.
Yeah, we did.
They were
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you want to share about like music or live music, festivals, bands?
It's just so fun. It's just relaxing. We have the same group that comes every year, and my kids were excited to come with us. So last year for his birthday, they surprised him and came on Sunday. So he was really excited about that because this is really his happy place. So
Yeah.
for the kids to see their dad in his happy place was awesome.
Aw,
Yeah,
I love
it was
that.
cool.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
No problem.
Yeah. I'm gonna stop it.
I love it. First of all, 21 years at SCAMP. Wow. That's commitment. Wow. That was the first thing that struck me about the combo. And then I love that they kind of switch off days who gets to pick the agenda or who they get to see. I think it's such a beautiful thing and way to like allow somebody to take the lead, but also somebody to not have to take the lead. I love that balance of things. It reminds me of our conversation around like how we don't force each other to see Goose shows the same way.
Right.
And so, yeah, did you get to hang out with them outside of just this interview? I mean, obviously, I feel like whenever I'm camping, when people are camping next to me at Fest, I'm like, this is our little family for the week or whatever. So you're always like checking in and saying hi and stuff.
Yeah, we definitely hung out at camp with them and just, chatted a little bit. They were good people. They were good camp neighbors to have. And so it was pretty chill. Obviously, they've been doing this a long time, so they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
And they were nice people. I'm glad I met them. And they are from basically where I'm from. So I'm sure we'll run into each other again. So that was cool.
For sure. And I love just the fluidity of like, we meant to go to Goose, but then we sat down and I was like,
yeah,
they were prioritizing the band. They wanted to see Mo, and sometimes that means missing other things, So I love that. But that was one of the things I said, like, I know I couldn't do SCAMP because it was just like, just seeing the lineup gave me like immediate anxiety. And I was like, one, I don't like having FOMO. And two, like, I just knew at some point I would, because it would be like, I'd pick the wrong band and then the other band had some amazing guest star and I'd be all upset about it. That's just me speaking of my general anxieties of FOMO that I have.
Yeah.
That's why I go to every freaking Goose show I can, because I don't want to have FOMO. It's bad.
Well, I mean, there are times where you just have to like, you're out there 24/7. So you have to just take care of your basic needs. Like you just need to sit and chill and eat a snack. And sometimes that just comes above that band you want to see, or, there's 5 bands playing at the same time. And I don't know, I really did not follow a plan. So kudos to them for having a plan. I was like,
I love it. Your non-plan is a plan though, Chelsea. Because to me, you always are talking about just going where you're led and following, what feels good to you. And like, that is a plan. It's just not, one that you have mapped out, but it's a plan of how you're going to interact in the space. So I love that. All right. So
that's true. Okay, so next I talked to Jackie and Rocky, who, okay, this is strange because they actually, we'll say it in the interview, but they actually started the like Goose Summer Camp fan Facebook page or whatever, and they ended up being right next to us camping too. So I don't know how that happened.
All world.
So we had like met on Facebook already through that page and like had planned to meet up and stuff, but somehow we literally ended up right next to them camping.
Wow.
So yes, Jackie and Rocky.
All right, here we go.
All right, so first, can you say your name and where you're from?
Yeah, Jackie Friend and
Rocky Hazelwood, St. Louis, Missouri.
we're from St. Louis.
And you guys are the ones who started the Honkin' Scampers Facebook group. What is it called?
Scamp Honkers.
Yeah. So some of us were able to connect on there before we got here, which was cool. So how often do you guys go to festivals?
Well, we have a pretty big household with a lot of kids, so you don't do them as much as you want, but we get a few in every year.
Nice. What do you love about the festival experience?
I think just being around all of the people that are so like-minded, and the music's great. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's all about the music.
It's all about the music.
It really is.
And the love that comes from the music. It's great.
Yeah. What's your favorite festival you've ever been to?
I'm really enjoying this SCAMP, but we did 4848 last year in West Virginia on top of a mountain, and that was pretty cool.
Did Goose play?
No, it was not a Goose year.
I know they've played there before.
I think it was the one before, might have been the one right after COVID that they played, but yeah, the one we were at, they weren't, but it was good. It's a good festival.
Yeah, I'll have to hit that one up.
But this one is pretty darn good. I'm really enjoying this.
Yeah, it's been great. So what band were you most excited to see at summer camp?
Goose. Hands down. Absolutely Goose. Second, I'm excited to see Fresco, but Goose is absolutely
Wolfpack.
Yeah. Oh, and Wolf, yeah.
I love Wolf.
We're real excited about that.
Yeah, that's cool. That's gonna be fun. And so you've seen Goose live before.
Yeah.
So what do you like about them? Like, how would you describe them?
I'm a jaded fish fan. I saw Fish in '97. So for me, Goose is more along the lines of it's just talent. I mean,
so good.
They take off, and you don't even realize 20 minutes is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Just like with Fish, it feels it. For me, I feel it after like 10, 15. 20, you get in there and you're like, oh gosh, I don't feel that with Goose. I just take the ride. That's all I can say.
I love that.
They're just super talented. It blows my mind.
Take the ride.
Yeah.
I love that.
Take the ride.
Yeah, because I often describe like the jams as like meditative.
Absolutely.
That it's just like you lose yourself and you can go somewhere else.
Absolutely.
During that time. So that's beautiful. So y'all watched Goose last night. Actually, you were front and center. I saw you.
Yes.
So how was that?
It was amazing. I mean, it was so good. That Thatch was killer. The vibe was great last night. Yeah.
Animal was so fun.
So fun. And we were really blessed. We got to catch a sound check earlier in the day.
Right.
And that was pretty awesome too. So I feel like we kind of got 3 sets, and that was pretty awesome.
I know. I'm
no complaints
mad
there.
I missed sound check.
I have the audio. I would share it.
Really?
Wow. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's super awesome. Anything else you want to say about like Goose live music, festivals?
I love this. I love, we did that SCAMP page, and it was so cool to just connect with people. And I really enjoy the people that you meet and the crews that you make that, we all live all over the place, and then we all get together and rock out to some Goose, and we're family for, we're always family, but we're family for that weekend. And I think it's just really cool.
Yeah. Love that.
High-fiving everyone's just fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gaggle of what did we see? Maybe 6 to 8 throughout the evening yesterday.
Like
from
fellow
the-
Goose
Yeah,
fans.
from
just
the
just
group
around.
that,
Hi,
yeah,
Byron.
Yeah.
it's great. And the Goose Chicks page, and it's a great community. It's really nice.
Love that. Well, thank you guys.
Oh my goodness. I love them. I literally wrote down Take the Ride. I think it's going to be the name of the episode, actually.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, yeah. And so true about Goose Long Jams. Like, everybody knows I'm a huge Fish fan. I've been to like 60 Fish shows over the years, and been to many 3 Fish festivals where it's just Fish. And so, yeah, I definitely resonate with that thing around Goose's jams. Like, I do find myself getting lost. And also, the more jams I listen to, the more I'm able to pick up things, the more I hear teases, the more I just feel like their musical conversation is so intricate that it really pulls you in. And it's just, like I said, it's a conversation, and it's a really good one. And I think I've heard quite a few people when I've asked them to like describe Goose's sound, they've mentioned just how talented they are. And I've had a few people when I first introduced them to Goose, they weren't like sold immediately, like, like I was the second I heard them, but they did immediately say like, wow, those are really talented musicians. And I think it's a real hallmark of what's so special about them. Oh, and
Yeah.
I love
Rocky. Shout out to Rocky. Rocky's the best. He came up with Take the Ride, so I love that.
I love it. Definitely give me the and then of course they had to mention Heartbreaking Thatch. Y'all know I hate missing Thatches generally, but usually I'm like, oh, they played a Thatch. It's an all right Thatch, whatever. That Thatch was amazing. One of the best ones. I don't know if it's the GOAT. I can't really say that as of yet or thus far, but it was probably the first one that I was like really, really like, the FOMO was super strong. So I was just like, oh my gosh, it was really good because they played it. I think it had one of the other festivals they just did. Played it, but it was a good Thatch, but it wasn't like, oh my God, if I wasn't there, I'm so upset. But the one at SCAMP, I really was like, damn it, I missed a good one.
Oh my gosh, I don't even think I've re-listened to it yet. I was so in the moment there.
Oh, good. Oh my God, the things they have started to do with that song when they jam it out, and I just can't even wait to see how far it goes, because I think about a song like, like Bob Don, where that's from Vasudo days and has been played for so long. Other songs that they jam out, and how you listen to earlier versions of them, either studio or live, and they've, completely shifted so much and become so much bigger. And Thatch, like as a foundational piece, is just like bliss already. So yeah. Anyways, I could talk.
I was gonna say, be warned, people. If you mention Thatch,
All right. Who's next?
Okay. Then I talked to my friend Meg, I met her and her husband Johnny at the Salt Shed. We just danced by each other at both nights, Trev's side, and we became friends and met up again at summer camp.
I love all these crossing worlds, like that Jackie and Rocky were a digital, connection that made it to the real world. And here you've got a show connection that was at SCAMP as well. All right, let's hear what Meg had to say to you.
I'll be fine, I'm sure. All right, so first can you say your name and where you're from?
Meg Skiat, and I am from Chicago, Illinois.
And we met at the Salt Shed.
At the Salt Shed.
When we were dancing next to each other. We had so much fun.
First night, Trevor's side.
Right.
Wonderful.
Great. So today we're at Summer Camp Music Festival. How often do you go to festivals?
I like camping and I like music, but I rarely go to a camping music festival.
Right.
I've only been to one other one. That would have been Eau Claire with Goose in 2021.
Oh, I've heard so much about that show. That it was so good.
This is testing my limits as far as like camping
right.
and music festival.
Okay. Oh, I feel that. But what do you love about the festival experience?
Well, it's a chance to learn about new bands that I otherwise wouldn't know about.
Right.
I can't say that I would go to a Mo show, but if they're playing at an event such as this,
Right.
Like, it's a chance to get to see different music. But I'm here because of Goose.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, same. What's your favorite festival you've ever been to?
Oh, gosh. I don't really know. It's when, like, for me, a festival experience, when it's over, I'm like, I don't know why I do this to myself. It just feels like a lot.
Okay.
But, like, when the festivals arrive, I'm like, oh, I want to go try one. So I don't know if I have a favorite, but from Chicago, we'll go to Lollapalooza.
Yeah.
If that counts.
That's like a day festival. Like, that's
yeah,
fine if that's your preference.
I do not do the
get
camping.
That. And you just go stay in a hotel and like...
Oh, yeah. I typically like a regular bathroom, which is like the drawing factor to like not going camping. So this is testing my limits this weekend. I can't say I go to that many festivals that involve camping.
Okay. Same.
Yeah.
What band... are you the most excited to see at summer camp?
Oh my gosh, Goose, 100%. That's why we're here.
And you were there last night because
yes.
we danced together again.
Absolutely.
And it was so much fun.
Yes. I like being a little further back because I really enjoy the lights. For me, it's a package experience.
The lights looked so cool last night too. Yeah, that was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And you've seen Goose live before.
This was actually our 10th show at Chelsea.
10?
Number 10.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love
Very
that.
exciting.
How would you describe Goose's sound?
Oh, I know they do the like indie groove band.
Okay,
that seems appropriate.
It does. I mean, I think so.
Yeah. I do think that some of their songs without the jams could easily be played for the mainstream if they would choose to do that.
Right.
I think reaches a wide range of people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hear Hunger Site on the radio all the time. So
Really?
Well, if you
That's
listen
amazing.
to the radio, like alternative rock stations, they are playing it a lot.
That's wonderful.
Yes. So you were at their show Friday last night.
Yes.
So what did you think overall?
Oh, we mentioned this yesterday. I mean, they sound amazing, but I would prefer seeing a Goose show, just a Goose show.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like maybe I've seen them before at Sacred Rose, Chicago
me too.
Like It. I felt like it was like a singles concert. Mm-hmm. I didn't feel like they got into like the jams for me, and I feel like that can happen at festivals. I'd rather see them where they're the star of the show. You get a little extra time because typically the sets are a little longer than just an hour.
And an encore.
Yeah, plus the encore. So you're getting more music.
Right.
Yeah,
and we had two
less
sets of them last
talkers. I feel like sometimes people will talk at festivals a little more too, and I'm like, I don't want to be the guy to be like, please be quiet. Okay. But,
I agree with that. Anything else you want to say about like live music, Goose, festivals? Anything you want to share?
I know one of your questions can be what's like your favorite thing about Goose and just the community.
Yeah.
I just love the community of Goose. The music festivals are like, I'm here for Goose.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. Well,
I hope I didn't say anything embarrassing.
Oh my gosh. First of all, she's so cute, but also I need that on a shirt. I'm here for Goose. Literally, that's pretty much my life mantra right now is I'm here for Goose. I love that. So great. And again, I just love that y'all had danced at Salt Fed and then got to dance again, which is really cool. What were Getty's lights like at this outdoor, like such a huge, I feel like it's such a different, palette for him to use or,
the interesting thing I kind of took away was like, it's so dusty. It was so dusty.
I noticed Rick had one of those,
he literally had a bandana because like after the first song, he was like taking a drink of water and he was I was like, they're singing, like he's singing in the dust and Peter too, but like, Yeah, it was really dusty, but it added a different like layer to the light show too.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? Like the fogginess and
I mean, they flood with fog already, so I can imagine like that occurring naturally would be even cooler. Yeah.
So it was really, really cool. Shout out to Getty. He did some awesome different things with the lights, and I gave him a sticker afterwards, so I got to say hi for a second. But
shout out to you, Andrew. We love you so much.
Yeah, lights were dope. So, but the dust, kudos to them for also playing through the dust. I think that's something that's very different about festival sets too. For the band.
It's so interesting. It reminds me of, there's that like famous photo of like Muhammad Ali. I think it's Joe Frazier, and he has like his like beating his chest. Do you know what I'm talking? Do you know the photo? It's like an iconic sports photo. Anyways, it's like one of the most famous photos ever taken in sports. And the photographer specifically said, well, first of all, people think when they see it that Muhammad was like doing that over and over again. He did it once, and I happened to catch him like hitting his chest, like, I knocked you out. But secondly, he said that at that time, people were allowed to smoke at boxing matches, and a lot of men smoke cigars at them. And he's like, I could never get that photo again, because part of the reason why I was able to capture it because of the smoke that was in the air. And so it just put me in mind of that, about how these different conditions can create different stuff. I got to go back and look at Adam's photos and see if I can note how they look with this additional, the dust being there. I can imagine it's stressful camera-wise too, with all your expensive equipment. And also might be why we didn't get a live stream. So I was thinking about all of those things as you mentioned, the dust. All right, who we got next?
All right, so next is Natalie, which Natalie I met at summer camp. She is actually friends with Ashley from Groove Safe. Oh. And I was hanging out with Ashley a lot at the Groove Safe tent. And that's where I met Natalie. Actually, the first time I met her was right after Goose played. I ran into Ashley and her, and they watched it together. And then the next day is when I talked to her. So
nice. All right, here we go. Let's hear from Natalie.
All right, so first, can you say your name and where you're from?
I am Natalie Heck, and I live in Dubuque, Iowa.
Dubuque. I'm from the Quad Cities.
Oh, sick. I grew up in Galesburg.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, we're so close.
Yeah, that's why I love summer camp.
So, we're here at Summer Camp Music Festival. How often do you go to festivals?
Frequency is probably like 3 a year at this point. Yeah.
Nice. What do you love about the festival experience?
I love how it turns my brain off, and I can just remember who I am at my core, which is hard to get to.
I feel that. Yeah. What's your favorite festival you've ever been to?
It's a hard one, right?
Yeah, when you're like, okay.
Yeah. Or just one you like.
Well, I love summer camp. This is my 8th year at summer camp.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I started with Sunday Fun Day, and I just kept coming back. So this is one I'm most loyal to, for sure. I went to a festival called Euphoria in...
Oh, yeah, I almost went to that, but I didn't go.
In Austin, Texas.
Oh, no.
No, Euphoria. That was in Iowa City.
Yeah.
I should talk about my boyfriend's festival. My boyfriend has a festival. It's called Driftmore. I love Driftmore.
Nice.
Yeah,
where's that at?
That is in Platteville, Wisconsin.
Ooh, I could do that. Is it like a day fest or like a?
It is 2 days. It's
camping?
dubstep, but with a jam tent too. Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome. I love that.
I'm teaching yoga on Saturday of the festival.
You're teaching yoga?
Yep.
That's amazing too. So a tangent, because you mentioned yoga. We did an episode with my friend Nikki, who she also is a yoga teacher, and she really connected like Goose with yoga, and especially like lyrics. She could pull out yoga themes, and we talked to her about that. So what's been your experience with like music and yoga?
Trevor Hall was my yoga music, and that is what I listened to when I was doing my training. But I've definitely grown out of that. I teach anti-gravity yoga, which is aerial.
I've done that before.
Inversions. Yeah. And with that, I've gotten to experience like listening to upbeat music during yoga. And I definitely relate to what she's saying about the Goose lyrics, because last night it was my first time seeing them, and you do start to have to catch on at some point with those lyrics. They remind me of the way Papadosio makes me feel.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I want to see Papadosio too.
They're earthy too.
Oh, I love that.
They're doing a late night set, aren't they, though?
2 to 4.
Yeah. I would like to get to that, but
I've actually been making it to those by some reason.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I saw Talk and Kanika, but from a blanket laying down.
Yeah. I like to pass out at 3. 3
Right?
is my nighttime.
Yeah. So what band were you most excited to see at summer camp?
I actually this year came in with no expectations.
And there's so many. Like, it's like...
Ever since I saw Billy Strings at summer camp, I just come and enjoy everything. I guess Goose was at the top of my list. I was like, I got to see these guys.
Yeah.
I know that, you know.
Have you seen Goose before?
No.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, really, really enjoyed it and liked watching the dynamic between everyone.
Yeah.
And like the shifts between who's taking front and taking back. And,
right.
Yeah, you can really see that with them.
I love that. That's a good takeaway because I think we notice that a lot, but we've obviously like seen them a lot, and like you start to notice different things. So it's cool that you notice that, just like seeing them.
The energy reminded me of Glass Animals too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they have a great dynamic too. I like dynamic.
Nice.
Yeah.
And is there anything else like you would want to share about live music?
Go to it.
Yes.
Find what you like and lean into it, and don't question yourself.
Right.
Yeah. As long as you're being you and in your peace bubble, you're great. And music is a great addition to that.
I agree. Same. All right. Well, thank you.
Go to it. I love that. Oh my gosh. So good.
Yeah, was so good.
So good. So smart. I feel like folks that do yoga, they always have like such great insights. It's like they spend so much time like in that space of introspection, and so they always have these like great things. You should be a yoga instructor or something.
Yeah. No, I've thought of that. My mom is actually a yoga instructor, and I go to her class every week.
It all makes sense now, Chelsea. It all makes sense now.
Right. Who knows? But you know what I liked about that interview is there was kind of a lot of background noise, but like that was the reality of we were at a festival in the Groove Safe tent on Nonprofit Row, where there are lots of other nonprofits sharing their amazing things they do with other people, across from the sound healing tent. So I think you heard a little bit of a sound bowl in there. But it's just kind of like shows like that's what I will also remember and take back of like sitting there with Natalie, meeting her, talking to her for the first time with Groove Safe, spreading the word. It was really nice.
I love it. Yeah, that's why for folks we have microphones we use for these interviews, but the idea of them is that, yes, we're able to hear the voices of folks we're interviewing, but it doesn't completely cut out the ambient sound, because I do like when you can tell that there's stuff going on and that we're actually in the moment with people, which is really great. All right, who's up next?
All right, next is Mary, who I also met at Salt Shed Chicago. Her, Meg, and I became a little triad of friends. And so we all met up actually a couple times during summer camp. And so this was me talking to Mary.
I love it.
So first, just say your name and where you're from.
My name's Mary Orley, and I'm from Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Okay. So we're at Summer Camp Music Festival. How often do you go to festivals and that sort of?
I'm not a big festival goer. I usually just do multiple city runs of, I'm a big fish gal, so do a lot of fish tour, do some Goose Tour, do some Eggy Tour. But yeah, this is my first summer camp. Really amazing.
It's your first summer camp?
Yeah, this is my first summer camp.
That.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love it. So far, what do you love about the festival experience?
So summer camp has so many cool things. I love that they bring together the jam band community and the EDM. I think that those two cultures like can learn from each other. I think that there's like, you know, I'm a jam band gal, and I've been hanging out with my buddy Mitch and his friends here that are EDM, and kind of getting introduced to some of that scene. And it's just very like unpretentious and lighthearted, fun. I like that summer camp. You know, they've got
Soul Patch.
They've got the Soul Patch, go farm yourself. They've got like the local watering hole where everybody has to come to the same place to get water and meet up. You know what I mean? It's just a very cool, like, this is what we should try to gear our community to be a little bit more like, I think.
Yeah, I can feel that. I like what you said about the EDM and jam band thing, like bringing them together, because I felt that last night. I was at Mo and Humphreys, and then I was over at the EDM stage, and I was like, this is like a vibe.
Yeah.
You know, I love it.
Yeah.
What's your favorite festival you've ever been to?
So I haven't, like I said, I don't do many festivals. Pinnacle Fest, Peach Fest, and Summer Camp are the only fests that I've done. I don't know that I can say like Summer Camp more than Peach. Peach is just so famous fuck. Like it's amazing, like Allman Brothers, you know, whatever. But Summer Camp, I just think it's really special. I think
they're all different.
Yeah, they're all really unique. They're all, I mean, like, but seeing like and Mo, seeing Les Claypool last night, you know, just being exposed to some of these bands that I've listened to since like 2007, but I haven't followed, you know what I mean? I haven't seen live, has been incredible and pretty mind-blowing and just a lot of fun.
I love it. What band were you most excited to see at Summer Camp?
Willie. I haven't seen him yet. I came for Willie. Yeah, I haven't seen him yet. I wanted to see him with on Billy Willie tour, or like when he was playing with Les Claypool. When Les Claypool plays. Never mind. Edit that part. Oops. But yeah, I have never seen Willie. Willie and Trigger. See him play that crazy magical guitar that's somehow still going.
Yeah, I remember when I texted, like, Summer Camp's coming up, so excited to see you, and you just texted back, Willie! That's literally it.
Rolling all the joints.
Okay, yeah.
Rolling all the joints. You can edit that out.
So tell me more about Willie, though. Why are you so excited to see him?
I think, like, you know, we kind of get this, about bringing different cultures together, right? Bringing people together. We kind of get this idea, like, you know, and I'm from the North. I went to high school in the South, and, you know, the cultural differences, we kind of get this idea that, like, country music and singers are all just, like, backwards. But Willie's always just been, like, such a fucking freedom fighter, you know? Willie and Dolly and Emmylou Harris, you know, it's like these are the people that have been, they're freedom fighters. They're
influential.
You know, and I don't know, they're like the mamas and papas, you know.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm excited to see Willie too.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Not the band, but you know, like the mamas and papas of rock and roll.
Right.
Yeah, you know.
I'm with you. That's funny. So did you watch Goose on Friday?
I did, but I missed their second set.
So you watched the first set. Okay, so what did you think?
Oh, that Animal is nuts. Love that. I love Animal. I know they played, did they play Creatures second set?
Yeah, they played Creatures.
So Animal and Creatures, and I know they played Thatch second set. I wasn't there for it, but I love Thatch. That's like my favorite new jam of theirs. It's so funky, brings the funk so hard.
Thatch is really fun.
Yeah,
I mean, we talk about it a lot.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to share about live music?
Yeah, I just respect everybody's hustle out here. Everybody's crafty as fuck. And the yoga's been amazing. The yoga's been sick.
Yeah.
I'm sad that I'm making the last summer camp.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wish I would have been here all these years.
Right? Same. First and last.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Okay, so first of all, I love Willie Nelson, one of my all-time favorite artists ever. I've seen him quite a few times, and going to see him this Saturday or Sunday, I think, actually, Saturday or Sunday, they're doing a theater showing of his 90th birthday that they did a couple of, like a month ago, and they released it on the big screen. And so I was like, I scooped up them tickets so quick. I was so excited to go. So Drew and I are going to treat it like we're going to see Willie and go check it out. But yeah, that's really freaking cool. And you're right. I do remember meeting Mary because Drew went to college in Kalamazoo. He went to Western Michigan University. And I remember talking with her about kazoo, generally speaking, and like Michigan things, because Michigan's interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting place.
She's great, though. Yeah, we hung out after Salt Shed too, and she was so excited to see Willie. It was so cute. But I messaged her, and I think we're going to see Chicago Goose June 21st together. So she's like, that's so close to my apartment. So I'm like,
hey, that's close for her. Yeah,
we are doing it. So I will get to see her again thanks to Goose. So
it's three times in a year already, and we're only in June. So who knows?
That's true.
It's great. I love it. All right. Who do we have next?
Okay, so that's all I did at summer camp. And then last week I was at Wednesday Night Open Jam at Bent River here in the Quad Cities, where I go almost every Wednesday. And I chatted with my friend Chrissy about summer camp because she was at summer camp. I just didn't get a chance to talk to her. And she also sang at summer camp.
All right, let's go.
All right, so first say your name and where you're from.
I am Christina Boyer. I am from East Moline, Illinois, by way of Rock Island right now.
Okay, so we are here right now at Wednesday Night Open Jam, but we just got back from summer camp. So tell me about like your festival experience. How often do you go to festivals?
I'll try to do at least 3 in a summer. I mean, if I can do 3, that's good. Most times it's as a performer, so that kind of makes it a little bit nicer.
Yeah,
but
that's a different perspective. So what do you love about the festival experience?
It's like Vegas, baby.
Woo. I could feel that.
It's like
especially like frick frack at summer camp.
Well, see, I can't dance. I normally am like 2-step Chrissy. So, at a festival, I can rage, and there's like 35,000 other people that are raging too. They don't give a fuck about what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I love that. What's your favorite festival you've ever been to?
I miss Camp Euphoria.
Camp Euphoria. I wanted to go to that this year, but I didn't go. Or last year, because I didn't go.
Camp Euphoria.
That was the last year for it.
Yeah,
I missed it.
Like your family. Like
yeah.
Really small, but big enough to be fun.
Yeah. Aw. I'm sad about that though. So at summer camp, what band were you most excited to see / was your favorite? If those are different.
Surprisingly, there was great shit on the Illumination stage. Every time I walked up there was something going on, like this band Disco.
Okay.
It was like electronic music, but it was all live instruments, and I was like, I fuck with this.
Okay.
There was another one called Oh He Did, and I was like, Oh He Did. I was like, that's a cool name. I want to go check them out. And it was kind of like jam R&B. And our dudes from here in town, Flabbergasted, kicked ass on Friday. I was really proud of them. But Mastodon rocked my world.
Right? I agree about Mastodon.
Mastodon rocked my world, and
for sure.
my buddy.
Dude, the lights at Mastodon too were like ridiculous.
My buddy DJ Dogma, I mean, he killed. I danced his entire set. DJ Dogma, aka Dan Kelly, not our Dan Kelly, but the other Dan Kelly.
Yeah, and then also we can't forget like you sang at summer camp.
I did.
I watched your set. Yeah, you sang with the Dawn. So tell us about that experience.
I've done summer camp and sang with the Dawn 3 years in a row. It's been fun. It's always fun. Our people come out.
Yeah.
It's just so fucking crazy.
Dude,
I'm like, look at all our people. It just makes us feel good.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you could be seeing any fucking thing else, but everybody was in there. It was great.
I literally took a nap and set my alarm so I could go see the Dawn because I knew my Quad City friends would be there. And then during the set, they shouted out, they're like, Quad City people, where you at? And I was like, right here we are. But no, that was one of my like favorite things about the festival too, was like I tried to make the Quad City band sets because there was a few bands that were playing, and the other people that showed up, like it was just really nice community. Yeah, that was nice. I love that. QC represent. We're here in the QC right now. Did you watch Goose on Friday?
I did watch Goose on Friday.
Okay, what did you think about their sets?
I was underwhelmed.
Okay.
It was. And I love Goose, I really do. As a vocalist, I tend to like the jam bands that have, a lot of, heavy vocals and cool lyrics. And so I was really my expectations were like off the charts for everything anyway. But yeah, I felt like I needed more lights. I wish they were on like Moonshine or something like that. But
yeah,
I guess.
I think, yeah. And was that the first time you saw them?
Yeah.
Live?
Yeah.
I think too, like festival sets are hard. But
my friends will, people like you guys will literally travel across states to see Goose. And I'm like, I need to see Goose.
Yeah.
And then I need to see Billy Strings because everybody's like, seen Billy Strings 19 times. And I'm like, I should probably see Billy Strings then. You know? So I had these expectations.
Yeah.
It's not their fault, it's mine.
Oh, yeah. No, I was talking to someone at summer camp about how expectations are not good because they don't allow you to live in the now. But anyways, off subject, I don't need to get into all of that. Is there anything else you want to share about live music in general?
We try to do what we do, and people that come out and support us in the Quad Cities, we need it. We need music,
Yeah.
We want to forget about whatever shitty thing happened during the day for a little bit,
Yeah.
That's kind of what it is for me. Is why I'm down here right now. Like, I just want to decompress, listen to some music. And we've got a great scene. So maybe one of these bands will be the next Goose.
We'll see. I don't know.
Traveling
Yeah.
across fucking states to see them.
Oh, I love that. Maybe, because, that's a great thing is we do have a community that supports music and, we're all friends and it's nice. So, well, thank you.
First of all, who the hell was that playing? Because I could not stop. Literally, y'all can't see me, but Chelsea can. And I was literally just like the whole interview, just like dancing the whole time.
That was just like a jam. I don't know who was playing. It was just like, that's what they do on Wednesday nights. They just jam. That was cool, right?
Very, very cool. We definitely do not have that robust a jam scene in Charlotte yet. Maybe that will change. I don't know. Yeah, great interview. And I love that because she got to play. It was good to hear like an artist perspective from SCAMP as well. But I wanted to go back to like, you went to 2 a.m. shows, Chelsea? You did? I just want to guess that I heard that correctly in the interview.
I did. I went to a few, for real. I don't know how it happened, but a couple of those nights I was there.
And were you up the whole time? Did you take a nap? Like, I'm just curious as to like the evidence on those days where you got to go to those late shows.
No, I don't think I took a nap. I think it just the vibes are right.
They were right, and you were up, and you
just worked. Like one night, who did I see the first night? The first time I did the 2 a.m., I think it was the Joe I'm going to say it wrong. Mersenic band or something. And they were really cool. And I was like jamming, like into it, dancing. The second one I saw was Talk with Kanika, which I was very much into. However, I was very tired. So I was like chilling on a blanket. But I wasn't going to miss Talking Kanika.
Of course not. They've just made it out. They're putting an album out, studio album out, Talk More. So very excited to see them in the studio. I've been like, I don't know. I've been like obsessed with Kanika just choosing a band to front because I feel like she's always playing with all these different bands. I love her with Talk. And so I'm excited that they're going into the studio together. I think it's going to be really dope, which also I feel like means we'll get another tour from them because we saw them here in Charlotte this year. And so hopefully for the studio album, we'll get to see them even more around the country. So yeah, y'all should definitely check that out. Talk and Kanika Moore. They're both really great bands. But I will say Kanika makes Talk even better. So yeah,
it was so good.
Amazing.
She puts on an amazing show.
Oh yeah, the energy is just out of control with her. I love it. Yeah. And I'd love for her to sit in with Goose on a song or two. That'd be
great. That would be amazing.
I'll put that on the ether. Maybe that'll be if any of them are listening to this episode. All right, final interview. So you talked to Mary after, and so this next interview was also post SCAMP, but about.
So yeah, Chrissy and Amber I talked to the same night. So this was Amber, who is a friend of mine, also at Open Jam, and she was at summer camp, and her boyfriend Leland also played with a couple different bands at summer camp. So she was kind of with the artist vibe too. So here's Amber.
All right, here we go.
Okay, so first say your name and where you're from.
My name's Amber, and I'm from Moline, Illinois.
Okay, so we're at Wednesday Night Open Jam, but we just got back from summer camp. So what was your overall experience at summer camp?
Overall, it was an awesome weekend. We had awesome bands, a good mix of stuff, I would say. Good weather. Yeah, it was wonderful weather. It's a good vibe. It was a good vibe this year. I felt like there was a few, I feel like, things that were a little overwhelming because of the large crowds, like in some of the more popular shows and stuff. But the sound was good. I felt like at most of the stages this year. Yeah, it was good year.
Overall, it was good vibes.
Yeah.
So how often do you go to festivals?
Usually at least a couple times a year. Shoe Fest has kind of been my solid.
Yeah, that's what Chrissy said too.
Yeah. Shoe Fest is awesome. It's just like that good 4,000 people crowd. It's family friendly and just dog friendly, and it's cool property. So,
right. Yeah. So what do you love about the festival experience?
I like being able to see a variety of music, in how quick amount of time. Like this weekend, you could name 10 awesome bands that you saw right off the top of your head.
Yeah.
I liked all the individuality and the geeks and freaks and all the fun environments. Stuff. I feel like, just getting to meet new people and new faces and people watch and all the good stuff.
Yeah. What's your favorite festival you've ever been to?
Peach Fest was a kind of cool fest. It was just a cool location. It was in Pennsylvania. And it was on a ski slope, so there was a lot of hills and walking and stuff. Yeah, Peach Fest, yeah. And that was a cool one. Favorite, Shoe Fest is awesome again. I like the size of it. Some of the earlier summer camps, the woods, are definitely the draw. I did Rothbury in 2009, and that was a really cool show. Cheese had just come back after a long break. So I would probably say Rothbury 2009.
Wow.
But that was before it was electric floor stuff. It wasn't so heavy in the EDM scene, which I'm not a hater on. It's just not right.
Yeah, right. So what were you most excited to see / favorite that you saw at summer camp?
top 3, I would say. Mastodon was like blew me away. Mastodon, the lasers, the showmanship.
Chrissy said that too.
Yeah,
Me
Mastodon.
too. I was into the Mastodon.
Yeah, it was awesome.
The lights were insane.
Yeah, it was great. It was an awesome show. I expected it to be cool, just not as cool as I thought it was.
Yeah.
Claypool's always cool, so it was cool to see the Frog Brigade and the animals. Like the whole animal set was awesome. But the special I love. I mean, Willie was awesome. I cried through all of Willie because it was just like he opened with Whiskey River, and I was like, just, you know, he's old and he was just like, yeah, he was just like, oh my god.
I know someone else I talked to described him as like the father of rock and roll or something like that. It's like, yeah, and it's like, oh, yeah, country.
Yeah,
it's like, oh,
stuff. Yeah,
so sweet. Okay, but did you see Goose?
I did see Goose. Full sets.
Okay, and thoughts, whatever.
I thought the show was great. They, I wish they would have played some more of like their popular hits. You know, that I feel like crowd pleasers.
Okay.
Only because I feel like that's what a lot of people like want to hear.
Yeah.
Like larger festival.
I could see that.
But I thought they played 3 sets both nights. You know, like, or I mean, both sets were awesome. Not both nights.
Yeah, they played one night, 2 sets. But yeah.
So, and I liked that they like split it up, like that little gap that we got.
Yeah.
So we could be come back.
It was cool because it was like daytime, nighttime.
Yeah. So I thought this was an awesome set.
Okay. Anything else you want to say about live music?
Get out and go do it.
Yes.
Yep. Get out and go do it. Go find something you like and get after it. I love Billy Strings.
Yes. I love
and
it.
I love the bluegrass, and so you should go to Shoe Fest too.
Yeah. I think I'm going to try and make it a Shoe Fest. So, all right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Get out and go do it. Seems like a theme with everyone that's been going to summer camp, and they're, you know, committed to seeing live music. I was also jamming to whoever the heck that was playing also. So I love that. It's interesting, the comment about Goose's set. I actually went to look because I was like, oh, I listened to that set and I loved it. The 2 sets that they played at summer camp. And then I went and I was like, oh crap. Like, you know, they only played 1 song from Dripfield. Which is actually really surprising for a festival set. I felt like, and you know, especially because they did 3 more fests after summer camp, I felt like they didn't treat summer camp like a fest show. They did like a Goose show, which is really interesting. The fest shows, they didn't have more than 1 set. They just had 1 set for each of those other ones. And they were definitely festy, like, you know, just a few songs. And they definitely were playing a lot of the heavy hitters. I actually was just listening this morning to the, I think, Riverbend one. Yeah, which is only 7 songs. And they did Echo, Mr. Action Thatch, Arrow, Please Forgive Me. God bless you, David. Pancakes and hot tea, and it was a great set, but it was definitely like we're giving you a little taste of all our hot tea, and then we're gonna roll out. And then Cathead was a great one as well, but they had 2 sets there, and I feel like they played that more like a Goose show. Like they ended with Empress. They played Western Sun. Want to listen to the board. Set 2 has an incredible Redbird into In Your Eyes. I don't even want to spoil it, but just
I listened to it yesterday.
Did you hear the That's All teases at the jam, and then they go into In Your Eyes? I'm like, it's like double Genesis. Anyways, my mind's always blown. I love when when Peter and Rick get onto that same wavelength during a jam, and it was really cool.
Did they at summer camp play any covers?
They, let's see, did they? No
I don't
covers.
think they did. Okay, that's kind of weird for a festival too, because usually
they did the fast version of Echo, but that was the only thing. And I'm shocked. I'm now looking at it like Seekers at a festival is ballsy.
That was my favorite.
I love Seekers. Like it's one of my favorites. I love getting them both. It's like the perfect, you know, sandwich songs, you know, together, and they're so beautiful in their own right, but together they're just harmoniously perfect. But they are definitely for fans. And so like I said, I definitely think they treated summer camp like a Goose show. So people, if you like that, go to more Goose shows because that's what we'd be out here listening to. I love it. All right. Well, that's our last interview. I want to just mention that this is not the end of our coverage of summer camp or other fasts. Into the Vest series is going to include lots more. We're going to be doing an in-depth interview and conversation with Hannah and Chelsea about their actual experiences, which is going to be really fun. And yeah, just talking to them some more, not just about the interview side of things, but what their individual experiences were like, what the good, the bad, the amazing, the frustrating, if there were any things like that. Yeah, just to hear how it went. We got a little taste from Chelsea today. We're going to go a little in depth more in a couple of weeks. What else do we have to talk about? We have a new series also we're doing called Gonna Turn It Up Some, where we're going to be interviewing some other bands. We already got Mr. Please in the bag. We're going to be interviewing quite a few other. Houseplant is coming up. They're going to be on our live show. So actually you'll hear this after it's already been up, but Houseplant is the first guest that we have on our I'm Gonna Turn It Up Some series. And I got a chance to go see Kendall Street Company this weekend here in Charlotte. Shout out to Lucas Anderton for turning me on to them, and amazing show. I got to shoot the show, but also they're going to come and do an interview with us as well. So we've got some great bands coming up. I think we're going to get Dogs on the show in the fall during their fall tour, which is going to be really fun. So yeah, we're definitely excited about that series to just talk to some more bands about music. I really feel like we're in a jam-a-sance, and there's so many amazing bands out there playing. And so for me, this series is an excuse to hear, listen, learn about some more bands, and also just show more bands some love. Because I think as more people get into Goose, like there's like an echo effect of that, right? I think we saw this when Fish got really big in the 90s, which was, you saw Leftover Salmon, you saw Widespread Panic, you saw so many other bands come up because as people are interested in one jam band that becomes really big, there's spillover and people are looking for similar music or similar people in that genre. Though I have a whole thing in me about how I don't think Goose is a jam band, but I'll save that for another episode. Anything else you want to share, Chelsea?
No, I'm just thank you for everyone that did the interviews with me at summer camp. It was really cool to hear everyone's perspective, and I'm really excited to share my experience. It was really meaningful to me. So, but all these people were a part of that too. So thank you to them. And yes, also I'm very excited about Gonna Turn It Up Some.
Yeah, it's going to be really good. Yeah,
it's going to be really cool.
It was great. I really listened to it. It's so good. So I'm excited. Yeah, just again, musicians are so fascinating and they're so giving of their time. They really want to talk about their work, and it's so great to get to talk to them. So I'm excited.
Yes.
This Houseplant one is going to be great. So I'm excited to record that tomorrow. All right. Goose Chicks Podcast is produced by Leslie Mack. That's me, with support from sound engineer Matt Dwyer, co-host Alexia Lipo, and contributors Chelsea Long and Hannah Liebreich. Special thanks to our sponsor, Ben & Jerry's. And we are a proud member of the Osiris Media family. You can check us out on socials at Goose Chicks Pod and on our website, goosechickspod.com, including our merch drop. You can get all sorts of stuff. We've got stickers, bucket hats, dresses, hoodies. Honestly, whatever you need, we've got a really cool version of it. So definitely check that out.
And remember to subscribe and leave us a review in your favorite podcast app. Also, tell a friend about the show. It really helps us out. Don't forget to call our number and leave us a message at 704-275-3128. Until next time, be kind to each other out there, and remember to keep it Ted.
All right, bye, y'all.
Bye.
Osiris.